You are now tuned in to another edition of the End of Day Report with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports that we place in your hand each and every trading day. All right. So it has been a busy couple of days. And as you know, tomorrow is my birthday. A couple of you guessed the correct age. Yes, you did. The correct age is, drum roll please, how old will I be tomorrow? I will be the big 50. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I will be turning 50 years old. I'll be celebrating my 50th birthday tomorrow. Seems like only yesterday when I was just a little kid. Some days I still feel like that little 7-year-old boy. Some days I feel like the 21-year-old. This depends on what day it is, but I still feel very young at heart. And I'm very thankful. I thank God for another year. I mean, turning 50 is a big one. But I'm not doing any like birthday bashes or nothing like that. I'm just going to take the day off and spend it with my beautiful, lovely wife and my children. That's all I'm going to do. We're just going to sit back and chill. I'm going to kick my feet up and that's what I'm going to do. Now, I will not be watching the live debates tonight. I'll watch that on my own time on another day. I'm sure it's going to be mad videos uploaded here on YouTube and social media. I know it's going to be a lot of memes and a whole bunch of stuff surrounding it. So I don't know if you guys subscribe to, is it Bill Still or Ben Still, the guy behind the Money Master series. He has here a YouTube channel too. I've been subscribed to him for a long time. He put out a video today, man. He was the first person that I've heard voice what I had always been thinking. And the thing was, you guys just got to go watch the video about the debates, man. Hilarious, but also sad. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fanfare surrounding the debates tonight, because you and I both know that Biden really cannot debate, not without a whole lot of help from the medical industry and the technology industry. I'll just leave it like that. So he's gonna need a lot. He's gonna need to call in some famers, so some big favors from the pharmaceutical industrial complex and maybe even the military industrial complex. Yeah, that's right. Bill Still, the Still report. Thanks, Tom. That's exactly right. That's what's up. That's it. Yeah, I love the Still report. I like how he puts a whole bunch of information, but it's very concise. I like it. I love it. He kind of reminds me of the Corbett report a little bit over there with James Corbett and the other kid. I forget his name. Media Monarch or whatever. Yeah. All right. So let's go over these charts, man. Right now, we're kind of in a holding pattern per se, but I don't know. Let's just look at the charts. You'll see what I'm talking about. For everybody in the live chat, what up, Tom? What up, Kelvin? What up, everybody? Smash that like button for me. All right. Like I said, I'm taking off tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be doing any lives tomorrow. I'm gonna be spending it with the fam. But y'all ain't missing nothing anyway. So here's how things are shaping up. All right. So on this first chart, the E-mini S&P 500. All right. We have a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We're flip-flopping again. This is very interesting markets, I'm telling you. So we had the short bias, right? The sell bias. Then we flipped over to a long bias. Now it looks like the market's flipping again to a sell bias. This is looking like we're about to have a second leg down. And this one could be really big. All right. Because here's your top here. Now it's looking like we're forming a possible secondary top, and this sets up that long leg down that could take the S&P 500 down heavy. you know, like down at least to the bottom of the Kumo cloud here. So, you know, it's hard to really fathom that that's about to take place. You know, you want to say, nah, that's not going to happen, man. Nah, that's just not going to happen. But I'm just saying, it's not looking like it ain't. So I'm gonna ride with the alert. I'm gonna ride with the alert. I'm gonna watch the market, see what happens. So we'll see what's up. All right, here's the Dow. Same thing. We got a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading in the Dow. I know. That could take the Dow down to 25,000, man. I know it's 2,000 points. I'm just saying. I just report. You know, don't shoot the messenger. All right. Here is what is this? This is the Australian dollar. Okay, so we got nice upside production today from the rally alert from yesterday, right? And we're right here near the trend line resistance, and the top of the Kumo cloud is profit targets. We'll see if it has any more strength in it, if it can punch through or not. But we're pretty much at target, just about, in the Australian dollar. And right now, the bias is still to the long side of the market. Yeah, man, things are getting crazy because there's so much news coming out. I can't even begin to even cover it all. But there's a lot of news out right now. You can get brain rot listening to all of it. All right, so here's your excuse me, Canadian dollar. The bias is still to the long side of the market, and we're well into the Kumo cloud now. Top of the Kumo cloud, though, is going to be your initial target here. Or should I say, it's going to be your tertiary target. The first target was the overhead trendline resistance. Secondary target was the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Tertiary target is the top of the Kumo cloud. So we still have a ways that we can go here in rally mode in the Canadian dollar. All right, taking a look now at the US dollar index. All right, the way it's moving right now is that, believe it or not, the bias is still to the long side of the market. It did hit his head at that target right here. We hit the top of the Kumo cloud. Now it looks like it's working its way back toward the bottom of the Kumo cloud. But it's seeming like every time this one pulls back, it gets bid right back up again. So I don't know. These markets are starting to look really, really crazy, dude. Really crazy. And I can only do what the reports tell me to do. All right, you said the reports for the Aussie last week and this week have been fire. Thank you very much, man. I've been working my tail off on these reports. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look at the euro. That's next. All right, so here's the euro. Right now, the bias is still to the sell side of the market, ladies and gentlemen. The euro is still to the sell side of the market. Therefore, all right, it's the euro dollar and the euro yen are kind of like S&P 500 proxies. Therefore, if the sell side is still in vogue in the euro dollar, what saith us with the stock indexes? Huh? You know what I'm saying? You can't overlook it. All right, so that was the euro dollar. Here's the euro yen. Euro yen is also leading the way down. All right, it came up and hit the trend line resistance, and now it's looking like this rally that we just had in the stock market and in the euro yen, and the euro is setting up for another leg down, ladies and gentlemen. Sell the rallies. That's all I gotta say. It's looking like sell the rallies. Looks like tonight before I go to bed, I might have to put some tickets on my darn self. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and ride this. Okay, here is the pound sterling. Same thing. Now look, with the pound, right? We had this primary crash alert right here, right, calling the top of the market. We've had a sell bias all the way down, right? Then we stopped. We did a pivot. We got a rally alert. And we got all this nice upside production, right? And as it stands right now, the bias is still to the long side of the market, even though trendline resistance initial target has been met. This sets us up for the next target of the top of the Kumo cloud in the pound sterling, though. The question will be, can we get there? I think we probably can because we have a bullish weekly trend momentum reading, but that's just the pound though. All right, we have other issues going on with the British pound, such as Brexit and secondary lockdowns and all this other stuff. So the pound sterling is pretty much, doing its own thing right now. Now, if we take a look here at the Japanese yen, all right, a little bit more of a it's looking like the rest of them, but just I don't want to say it's cleaner. It's more consolidation because look at here. So you had this long period of consolidation right here, and now we're starting to do that again right here. You see what I'm saying? You had a longer one right here, and then you had a longer one right. It has these periods of elongated consolidations. So here we are. We had all of this price action you see right here. All of this price action was nothing more than a short bias, a sell bias. We've had a short bias built into the yen since June the 8th of this year. It's been all down sell bias, every rally being sold nonstop. Every rally being sold, every rally being sold. Didn't matter. Every rally was getting sold off. Look at it. Every rally getting sold off. All right. Just stay short. It was a stay short situation, and there was no going around it. There's no getting around it. That's a long time to be short, have a short bias. You didn't bottom out until we got this rally alert here. Then we got this upside production, and we're pretty much getting close to the trend line resistance initial target. And then the Kumo cloud is the next place to go here. We'll see if it has enough in it to do it. All right, and turn the tide here and put in a short-term bottom in the yen. I'm gonna say probably not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. But right now, the all pullbacks are being bid up in the Japanese yen, so you got to go with it. How much longer it'll last, though, is a really good and bumping up against the top of the trend, top of the Kumo cloud resistance area. So we're consolidating. I don't know what it wants to do. Seems like every little intraday pullback is being bid back up again. So the buy, you got to stay with the bias until it turns. And right now, it's a long bias in the Mexican peso. All right. Flipping the script, taking a look now at nat gas. Nat gas has been really busy. Now, remember the other day I told you that because of the contract rollover, that's what created this big gap here, and that it was going to back and fill regardless, even though it's not technically a real gap. But in futures, you will have these gaps during contract rollovers. All right. And it could be gap up, gap down, doesn't matter. The market's still going to behave as if this was a stock and this is a gap and it has to come down and do something about it by back and filling. That's what you see. You had this crash alert, and then today we get all this downside production. So this was anticipated and expected. Trend line support is down here. So technically speaking, you could come all the way down to trend line and just close it completely. Close the gap completely, which is probably more than likely what's going to happen, especially since the bias is to the downside. So if you don't get a continuation pattern tonight into tomorrow in the nat gas, then you have to anticipate that tonight, tomorrow will be possibly a narrow range inside day or some type of a dead cat bounce rally to set up for the next leg down. All right. So right now, downside bias still exists in the nat gas even after contract rollover. Taking a look now at gold futures. Take a look at the gold. Everything that glitter ain't gold, right? All right, so we have a long bias in gold futures. Coming into today, we had a rally alert. We got upside bias today, getting closer now to the overhead trend line resistance. Then the next stop will be the top of the Kumo cloud. Question is, can we get there? Now, we did have this long period of a sell side bias, okay? Lasted quite a long time. All rallies being sold off. That's what you had. See what I'm saying? So this is where we are now. So we got to take it as we see it and trade accordingly. Next thing we're going to look at is the New Zealand dollar, the Kiwi. All right, here we go. With the Kiwi, we came into today with a rally alert. We got upside production today. Market respected the top of the trend line resistance here. We got here, then the market pulled back going into the close. The question is, are we done now? Is this a one and done? One day rally, now you're done, and is it going to set up for a leg down? I don't know. All I know is right now, the bias is still to the long side of the market, even though we're closing on that overhead resistance. And we got a negative trend momentum reading. So on this one, I say you would have to just trade what the market gives you and follow the reports. If you got a little bit of profit, see if you can move your stop to lock in some of it, and we'll just have to see where the market goes from here. Taking a look at the South African Rand. All right, so South African Rand is doing its own thing. We came into today with a crash alert. We got that downside production today. The market respected and closed right on the trend line support. All right, after violating it intraday with a spike. Well, I believe that I don't think we're done here with downside. I think that we may see one continuation day tomorrow. So continuation pattern pulling back a little bit more, even in spite of the bullish trend momentum reading, because that's been broken now, because we broke that. The upside bias has now been broken. All right. Can it relock back in? Of course it can. But for right now, the trade is to the downside. If we get a rally tomorrow, I see that being faded. So moving on to the mighty Bitcoin. Where go we with Bitcoin? All right. So we have a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading for Bitcoin. Flip-flopping all over the place. Here's what it was looking like. We had the crash alert, got that nice downside production. Flipped, went rally alert, got nice upside production. Flipped again, went crash alert, got all this downside production. Flipped again, went rally alert, got this upside production. Now we're flipping again with a crash alert right here on the trend line support. So it looks like we were going to come down here and test the bottom of the Kumo cloud. That should put the Bitcoin around the 10,400 to 10,300 level, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. But right now, it looks like we have paused. We flipped from bullish back to a bearish bias for now. It's flip-flopping all over the place. You just got to trade what you see. All right. Let's see here. Ethereum. Let's see what's good here. All right. So Ethereum has a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Again, look at how these cryptos are respecting the trend line. Isn't that amazing? So it stopped right at the trend line. Just like perfect. You can't make this stuff up, right? So I think the next stop here is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. That's the trade is switched from a long bias to a sell short bias, even in light of a bullish weekly trend momentum reading. So I think we're good. I think we're technically just consolidating though, because we're still trading inside of this bar right here. We really haven't gone anywhere. We went up, we went down, but technically you're still inside the bar. So because the trend line right here is basically, just going right straight across here. I mean, what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying? What do you do with that? You're almost like a flat line. So the trade is just going to keep jumping around it until it picks a direction. You're just consolidated. That's all. All right, moving along to the Litecoin. Litecoin has a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. We flip-flopped from a bullish to now a bearish bias, with the rally being sold off. And this time we have no footing. We have no floor underneath of us. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no real technical support at this point. You are technically facing free fall. I have no idea where the low is gonna come into play, because there's just no floor. So this one is staring into the abyss. Taking a look at bonds by way of ticker TLT. All right. Trade bias is still to the long side of the market. It's being held up, suspended in midair. if this was any other market with the way this price action's been lollygagging below the trend line support, it would have been rolled over and it would be way down here somewhere just in free fall. But nah, the Fed is keeping the bond market propped up. It ain't going nowhere. And you got a new bullish weekly trend momentum reading locking in. Trade bias is still to the long side of the market. I know I shouldn't even be covering bonds because the Fed is backstopping it, so it won't let it go down. All right, take a look now at the Nasdaq 100. We got a crash alert here. Now, this is why this one's a little bit different than the other stock indexes we looked at tonight, is because this is like a top, like a little double top. We had a crash alert here, got this downside production bounce. Now we're getting another one except for this high failed to reach or equal this high. So this is almost like a failed rally. This, I think, is going to bring it down to the bottom of the Kumo cloud. We're looking at the Nasdaq 100 with the possibility of dropping below 10,005. Yeah, I know. I think we're setting up, you guys. I think we may even consolidate, move for some sideways action for a time. But the next leg down, though, I think it's going to be a Lulu. I think it's going to fall off the edge, and it could be looking nasty. All right, looking real nasty as we ebb closer to Rocktober. All right, crude oil. What's going on with crude oil futures? So crude oil futures right now, the bias is still to the sell side right now. Here's your crash alert. Here's your downside production. We are in the Kumo cloud of confusion and consolidation. I think the bottom of the Kumo cloud is a fair target around the $35 handle for oil. It is looking peculiar, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to alarm you, but I have to tell you what the dealio is. The way the oil is looking, it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you can't quantify or even qualify your statements the way you want to. So I'm just going to put it out here for you, man. Don't kill me. Don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just reading the tea leaves and interpretations for you. The way this market is moving right now on this day, September the 29th of 2020, the market is suggesting that there is a possibility that for some way, shape, or form, I don't know, but it's looking like there is a possibility, no matter how remote, that we could actually be looking. I don't even want to say it. I sound like a nut, but the price action is suggesting that crude oil could drop to $10 a barrel. I know. There's something going on. I don't know what that something is, but the way the price action has moved, the way this chart looks, it's saying that we could see 10, maybe 5. Okay, fine. I've been holding back. I think we might test the -30 and -100 crude oil. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say it because I sound like a nut. I know. I can't explain everything that I know and see. I can only tell you what I know and what I see. And thus saith the algos, we might go back down and test the negative. I know. But you know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to say. How do you ignore the Godzilla of all pointers? When we hit -30s on that one contract and then with -100, that was a massive intraday parabolic pointer. How do you not test that? That's like a gap. How do you not fill a gap or test the pointer? All pointers get reconciled. It's like all gaps and pointers get reconciled all the time, 100% of the time. So we don't have to make sense of it. I just know that the way the market is moving is suggesting that I don't know if it's something nefarious going on. I don't know, but you tell me. Look at this weekly chart. This is a weekly chart of crude oil. You tell me. You ain't got to be a chartologist, but you see this chart, don't you? You ain't stupid. Come on, you tell me. What is this pointer right here? This is crazy. Look at this pointer. Come on, man. This pointer, man, is pointing at $6. Come on. Really? So we're not going to pretend this pointer is not a real pointer. We'll pretend it's not a pointer. We're going to pretend that even though they didn't print it here on this chart, it really wasn't $6. It was negative 100. So this pointer is more devious than what it looks like. We're going to pretend that pointer doesn't exist. Is that it? We're just going to ignore this. There is something going on. I don't know what it is. On the weekly chart, we did come into this on the weekly with a crash alert, and we are getting downside production. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. You're getting downside production on the weekly chart. So say what you will, but we're getting downside production. And we're getting downside production on the daily chart as well. Say what you will. And you got a bearish weekly trend momentum reading trying to prop its head up. Say what you will. I know a long time ago I said I don't think we'll ever see $30 oil again in my lifetime, but I guess I was wrong. But on this chart, I'm not wrong. This chart is saying something. Remember what I told you, everything that can be known or will be known is already factored into the price. If you know how to read the numbers will not lie. They will lead you to the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something wrong with oil. There's something wrong with the oil market. That's all I can tell you. There's something wrong. Something doesn't feel right in the oil industry. That's all I can tell you. All right. Russell my hustle. Crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Bottom of the Kumo cloud is the initial target. We fall out of bed and it's a long way down. A very, very long way down. Ladies and gentlemen, the more I look at these charts as I'm doing this end of day report with you tonight, it is looking catastrophic. We have the potential for some catastrophic price action coming up in these markets, and I can't explain it. The only thing I can tell you is that it looks like there is a probability, all right, a probability that in 2021, for the first time in a very, very long time, the stock market may be actually resembling the economy. I think the markets are finally going to resemble the real economy. Why, how, and all the other things, I have no foggy idea. I can only tell you what I am looking at. It is looking terrible. The price action don't lie. Something looks wrong. That's all I can tell you. All right, here's your silver. Trades on the long side. We came into this with a rally alert. We're getting this nice upside production. The trend line resistance ain't too far away. Then that is the top of the Kumo cloud, and we're doing this even with the bearish weekly trend momentum reading. Will we run out of steam, and are we going to see another leg down? If we do, it's going to look just like the stock market. You fall out of bed, you fall below this this Kumo cloud, and it's looking really sad. It's looking like $10 silver sad. All right. I know. I'm just saying again, I just got the PulseWaves, man. So I go by what the PulseWaves say, and right now it's kind of looking that way. All right, it's kind of looking that way. All right, so I'm just saying. I mean, you see the chart. You see for yourself. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, moving right along, my last three charts, and then we're going to call it a night. Taking care of my ag heads out there. This right here is corn. So right now we flipped from a bearish to a bullish bias. All right, all intraday pullbacks being bid. Right now, I know even within a corrective state, sideways action, bullish bias. Now, not allowing the market to really fall here. So we'll see how much longer that can last. Next, we got soybeans. All right, soybeans right now, the trade is still to the sell side of the market. Crash alert, and every day we're getting more and more downside production, with the trend line around the 950 mark being the initial target. I know, I know, it's crazy. I know, man, I know. All right, here's wheat. Last chart. Your wheat now has flip-flopped from a bearish to a bullish bias. You got this nice downside production. Now you're starting to get upside production, and we'll see how much higher it can go. I know markets all over the place. Something feels weird. That's all I can tell you, man. That's all I can tell you, man. It's not. It's looking a little weird. It's looking a little suspect, man. You know, it's looking suspect. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm just gonna follow the reports. That's all I can do. I can't outthink this market or guess this market. I can't, man. That's why I created the PulseWaves, to do it for me, because left to my own devices, all I'm gonna do is end up messing up, and I'm not one to be out here messing up. So I'm gonna let the market guide me, man, and just tell me what to do. Because right now, it's just looking it's looking a little whack out here. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. It's looking whack, and it's looking a little suspicious, and I don't like suspicious. So what I normally do when things start looking a little crazy, like not adding up, that's when I really stick to the reports. I start turning into a robot, you know, iRobot, Johnny Robot, and I just do whatever the report says to do. I look for things the report says to look for, and then I just leave it at that, because sometimes you have to throw your hands up and just say, I don't have the foggiest idea what's going on, and just let the market do what it do. Seriously, sometimes that's the best you can do. You can't do anything else. You can only just trade what you see and just let the market be the market. Just let the market be the market for you. Let it tell you what it wants to do. If it wants to sell off, let it sell off. If it's going to rally, fine, let it rally. But as of right now, looking a little suspect, folks. It's looking a little suspect. All right, with that being said, man, you know what it is. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And do not forget to go to PulseWaveTrading.com and come break bread with us, man. Don't miss out on these moves that's coming in these markets, all right? Don't be on the sidelines twiddling your fingers. And tomorrow, like I said, it's my day off. I'm not doing anything tomorrow, but chilling with the fam. And I'll be celebrating my 50th birthday. So you guys be encouraged. Love you. Thank you for your continued support. And let's make this money. Let's break this bread together, fam. All right, I'm out. Peace.